Hi, and welcome to the Loose Unicorns Brewing Guide. Today we're going to have a bit of a scientific project. We're going to brew a siphon. Now, the siphon has been around for a very long time. This, if you believe it or not, has been invented in the late 1800s and it's just been with us for many years. For a time it's just been forgotten and people haven't brewed much with it. But now, together with specialty coffee, it kind of got back into the coffee shops, into roasteries. It's everywhere nowadays. It's a very, besides the fact that it provides a very nice show, it also produces a very nice cup of coffee. There are a couple of types of siphons. Now, siphons, the way they differ one from each other, it's through the filtration system. Now, today we're going to be using a cloth filter, which is this. Other filters, they can work with paper filters, and others can do even metal filters. Now, the cloth, it's one of the most interesting ones because it kind of tends to keep the body of the coffee and also clean it a bit. The metal will just provide you a very heavy body coffee, where the paper will just provide you a very clean cup of coffee. If you choose to use cloth, just try to soak it in hot water for a while before you're using, for about 5 minutes. I have already done so it's gonna get just ready for us. First thing, we're going to get the beans. So today, let's say Colombia. This is gonna be an interesting one in a siphon. We're gonna be using about 20 grams of beans. Okay, just a tiny little bit. Right? Maybe a little bit over. So the grinder can eat up some ground. Now, the way we're going to grind the coffee for the siphon is generally medium. It's fine to medium. As you're brewing the siphon, you can decide later on how the coffee should be grinded. If you want more intense coffee, you definitely should go finer grind size. If you want it a bit more weaker or maybe more lighter, you should go for a more coarser grind size. Now, the next step is to get the water into the lower chamber. Now, this is the chamber where we're gonna apply heat underneath. Now, in order to hurry up the process a bit, I advise you use already hot water. So the hot water will get boiled much faster. We're gonna fill up the lower chamber with about 300 grams of water. We're gonna put very slowly, and we're gonna weigh the water. It's very important that we use exact measurement. Not only that this procedure looks very scientific, but it's also good for the coffee to do so. Just a little bit more. So here we go, 300. Okay. We're going to prepare everything for us to be here. Now it's time to place the filter. So the filter comes in the upper chamber. And it has a little spring. The spring, what it does, it ensures that the filter will not move. Now, the way the siphon works, it works by creating vacuum and pressure at the same time. So what's going to happen here, the heat is going to push the water up into the upper chamber through pressure, and once it's here, where the coffee is going to be, is going to infuse the coffee, is going to brew the coffee. And then as we're switching off the light, the heat source, vacuum is going to be created in this chamber and is going to suck back the coffee into the lower chamber. So let's see that in action. First, we just want to make small adjustments to the filter, just to be nicely centered, just like this. And we're going to place it here. Okay. Now, also we might want to have our coffee ready in the upper chamber, just so when the water, it's already hot, we're not wasting time into putting coffee in here. I'm just gonna even it up a bit, like that. And now it's time to turn on the fire. Now this burner, it's very efficient, and you can also adjust it slightly depending on how fast you want to get it done. At first you can put it on a higher speed, and as you can see, because the water is already hot, it's a very fast process. So the water will start making small bubbles there. It doesn't actually reach the boiling point. It doesn't reach the boiling point at this time. It's just getting heated up, and once there's so much pressure created inside, it's going to be pulled up. So we're gonna keep the upper chamber up lean like this for a little while, and only when we see that the coffee will start to come up, then we're gonna put it back in, and then we're gonna lock it. Locking it will allow the water to go up. We want to get a stirrer for ourselves ready, because as the water comes up, we want to give it a gentle stir, just so we can get every single ground soaked very nicely. We can just hurry up a bit the process. Okay. This might take a little while, but it's a very fun activity to do. It's a bit of therapy, I would say. I really enjoy to do one of those. Okay, so when the water is getting boiled like this, here we go, this is the point. We're going to lock this in, and we're going to see how the water starts to elevate. This is the moment when we have to stir, and then we also want to lower a bit the temperature. Yeah? By lowering the temperature, we're maintaining a very constant brewing temperature in the upper chamber. Now we're just going to keep it for a little while, not for too long, just so the coffee gets brewed nicely. And by keeping the heat source on, it will allow the water to stick upstairs with the coffee. Now, whenever we decide that it's enough, and also depends on your taste, if you want stronger coffee, you're going to keep it for longer, weaker coffee, a bit less, you decide to turn it off. But once you decide to turn it off, like now, you will start to stir it. Give it a good stir, and then allow the magic to happen. Now what's going to happen? In the lower chamber, there's going to be vacuum formated, which is going to suck the coffee from the upper chamber in below. Also, because the filter is in between, it's going to filter very nicely the coffee. And now it's just a little bit of waiting game. You have to be very patient with this brewer. And here we go. It's starting now to go down. As we're waiting, we can also get ourselves and prepare another server. We want to transfer the coffee because this is really hot. We just want to cool down a bit the coffee. Remember, as the coffee is getting cooler, that it's more easier to appreciate it and to understand the notes in the coffee. When it's really hot, you just can't take the heat, and then the palate is going to be killed pretty much. This one might be a bit hot, so just be careful, don't burn your tongue with it. We know when it's done, when all the liquid has gone all the way down, and then the brewer's just gonna make like a couple of bubbles, and that's when we know it's ready. Also, there's a couple of things that we can check at this point as it's going to be finished, and check and see if we had a very good extraction or not. One of the signs is that the coffee bed looks like a bit of a hill, and if it's like that and it's not very wavy, then it means that the extraction has been done correctly. So here are the last bubbles. Very nice. Now we can safely remove the upper chamber. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. So this is the coffee bed, how it should look after the extraction is done. So as you can see, it's just a very nice heel over there. And now the coffee is ready. I'm going to choose to transfer it here. Just very slowly. Give a bit of air to breathe. I made a lot. I have some friends next to me. I'm gonna share this with them. And it's time to taste. Tasting, it's very important because next time you'll know how to approach the coffee. If it tastes very weak, you might add up more grams, less water. There's many things you can do. Oh, it tastes so good. I really like it. Thanks for watching and see you next time.